Off the top at 6 o'clock, our continuing coverage of the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia.
With a big lineup of speakers on tap at tonight's Democratic National Convention, delegates are arriving early to hear President Obama, Vice President Biden, and Vice Presidential candidate Tim Kaine. Kaine to many here and around the country is an unknown quantity in many ways.
24-Hour News 8's political reporter Rick Albin is in Philadelphia for us tonight. And Rick, you've been talking with some of those who know Senator Kaine.
Yeah, I have, and it's very much like last week in Cleveland when I was talking to congressional colleagues of Mike Pence, Republicans who said they thought he was a swell guy. Well, the two Democratic U.S. senators from Michigan who served with Tim Kaine give him glowing reviews, too. Tell me about Tim Kaine. You've served with him. He's not a household name,
right,
but Senator Kaine is somebody that is well known within the ranks of the Senate.
Right. You know, I love Tim Kaine. From a policy standpoint, he's one of our great thought leaders on national security. He is very much someone who believes in Americans have a fair shot to be successful. What I also love about him is that he has an incredible spirit. You know, this is somebody who leads the bipartisan prayer breakfast and was a missionary in Honduras.
He's a guy that you'd love to have a cup of coffee with, down to earth, in it for all the right reasons, but incredibly smart.
As a campaigner, vice presidential candidates are very often asked to be the attack dog. Is he going to play that role?
Well, I think he's going to paint very clear contrast. Yes, absolutely, and Tim's certainly capable of doing that, and he can talk in a way that everybody can relate to, and more importantly, I mean, he just talks from his heart. He's as authentic as you can be.
So, no surprise, Republicans in Cleveland like the Republican vice presidential nominee, and Democrats here in Philadelphia like the Democratic nominee, but both parties have faults with those candidates, and you'll hear much more about that. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this is a really big night for Senator Tim Kaine. This is his opportunity to get a national audience, be able to talk to those delegates over there, but also talk to people all around the country as he starts to introduce himself over the next 3 months in this big race down to November in decision 2016. In Philadelphia at the Democratic National Convention, I'm Rick Albin, 24-Hour News 8.
Okay, certainly going to be a big night tonight. Rick, thank you for the live report. Here's a look at tonight's lineup. Flint Mayor Karen Weaver is set to speak within the hour. Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan will take the stage right after her. And the primetime headliners include President Obama, Vice President Joe Biden, and Vice President nominee Tim Kaine. Again, we will have a full wrap-up for you tonight on your 24-Hour News 8 at 11.